Good evening. My name is Pete Lopez. I'm currently chair of our voluntary board of directors. It's great seeing everybody here in person. I want to start out with thank yous. I want first to the Berkshire Hills Country Club for making this venue so welcoming for us. To our audiovisual expert, Ryan, thank you. We're relying on you. And to our sign experts, Lucy and Brianne, thank you. As well as to our Greylock team that's here, thank you. You've all done an amazing job in making this night possible. So, I'd like to recognize the head table, starting from my immediate right. We have John Bissell, our president and CEO. Jamie Ellen Monchecki, our senior vice president and chief administrative officer. And Dennis Egan, our legal counsel from Cook, Kinney, Valicente, and Cohen, Kinney, Valicente, and Cook. I practiced that. And to our left, here is Mike Stoddard, Executive Vice President and our Chief Financial Officer, and James McGough, our independent auditor from Wolf & Company. So at this point, I would like to call our 89th annual meeting of the Greylock Federal Credit Union to order. Please note that the clerk has advised me that a quorum is present. So, two quick notes as we start. If you would like to win a door prize, and I don't know anybody who wouldn't like to win a door prize, please make sure you have completed one of these. So they were giving them away as you entered. If you don't, somebody can just raise your hand and somebody can give you one of these blue tickets. Also, please be advised that any member who wishes to address the assembly throughout the meeting must raise their hand and ask to be recognized. And please remember that only members may address the meeting and vote. I would now like to ask for a motion to waive the order of the meeting as required by Greylock bylaws. I have a motion. Do I have a second? Thank you. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? The motion carries. I would now like to ask for a motion to waive the reading of last year's annual meeting minutes and to accept them. I have a motion. Do I have a second? Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? The motion is carried. Thank you. This year, we have an uncontested election for the 4 openings on our board. And because of this, registration of members attending this meeting was not required. As I introduce the nominees, I want to say how fortunate we are to have a group of community leaders serving on our board, volunteering on our board, and our supervisory committee. Their backgrounds are diverse: education, healthcare, management, information technology, human resources, finance, accounting, community development, and so much more. And it's really the level of diversity and different perspectives that ensures the integrity of our credit union as we continue to move forward. So I am pleased to introduce the slate put forth by our nominating committee. Okay, so this is like the Oscars. When I call your name, please stand and remain standing. Kelly Crock, for a 3-year term. Kelly is a Senior Advanced Human Resource Business Partner at General Dynamics. Brett Random for a 1-year term. Brett is the Executive Director at Berkshire County Health Head Start. Myself for a 3-year term. I was former Chief Information Officer at GE Plastics in Sabic and founder and small business owner for the Field House at Canaan, which is an indoor sports facility focused on youth development. And if you ever went there, it's, I would say, youth of all ages. And our fourth is John Law. John couldn't be here tonight for a 3-year term. John retired from Berkshire Community College and was the Vice President for Administration and Finance and a Chief Financial Officer. May I have a motion to instruct the clerk to cast 1 ballot for the slate of candidates as nominated? So moved. Thank you. Do I have a second? Second? Thank you. Any discussion? All in favor? Any opposed? Thank you. The motion is carried. Congratulations. You guys can stay standing, all right? As I introduce our other board directors. So we have 3 directors who are not able to be with us here tonight. Director Jerry Burke, Director Ty Jackson, and Director Stan Walczyk. So I'd like to introduce our directors that are here with us tonight, as well as members of our supervisory committee. Crystal Blake. Crystal is Engineering Technical Manager at General Dynamics Mission Systems. Sheila LaBarbera. Sheila is Executive Director at the Berkshire County Retirement Board. And our supervisory committee is made up of Chair Brian House. Is Brian here? Brian is the Vice President of Youth Development at 18 Degrees. Lori Broderick Bean is Director of Accounting at Berkshire Community College. Catherine Chacon Ortega. Catherine is the tax accountant at Smith, Watson and Company. Joseph Baker, who couldn't be with here tonight and is our newest supervisory committee member, is Vice President, Finance and Administration at Berkshire Taconic Community Foundation. And the 5th member of the supervisory committee is myself. Thank you, guys. We appreciate all the efforts. You can be seated. And I'll just say that it was when I was asked to be the chair last year after this meeting and just spent time really studying the backgrounds of our directors and our supervisory committee and the length of service to the credit union. I was really in awe. We've got such different perspectives, such amazing experience, and we've had members. Brett on the board is our newest director, and then we've got directors like Sheila and Jerry that have been with us for 25 years. And I can tell you when we have a board meeting that Sheila and Jerry may have some of the fiercest energy in the room. So it's incredible, incredible passion. Now, I ask for a motion to recess the annual meeting and convene a special meeting in regards to expelling members who have caused the credit union a loss. I have a motion. Do I have a second? Thank you. You're good at motions. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? The motion is carried, and I now call the special meeting to order. May I please have a motion to approve expelling members for any of the following reasons: anyone who abused services through fraudulent activity, caused a loss to the credit union, used threatening, abusive, or inappropriate language or behavior, or violated the credit union's federal bylaws since our last annual meeting. May I have a motion? Thank you. Do I have a second? Second. You have a governing opportunity in your future. Thank you. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? The motion is carried. And now may I have a motion to adjourn that special meeting and reconvene the annual meeting? Yes. Second? Second, thank you. Any discussion? All in favor? Any opposed? Motion is carried. So, thank you all for participating in the formal business of your credit union. Before we move to the financial reports, I wanted to offer a few thoughts, at least on my first year. First, I wanted to thank everybody here for choosing us to represent you in the navigating and governing of your credit union. We're not like banks who have paid corporators and directors looking out for stockholder returns. Greylock has volunteer directors with very diverse views and experience whose primary concern is to carry out the will of our members, of you, as the main focus. And it means a lot to have you place your trust in us. In 2023, I was appointed to serve as the chair. I warned everybody that it might be rocky. And I had been a director since 2016. And I must say, it's really a distinct privilege to serve both as a director and now as a chair. It really is a team effort. To my fellow board of directors, I have learned so much from you, and I thank you for generously contributing your knowledge and attention to make everything flow seamlessly. Well, seamlessly most of the time. To the Greylock team, from our forward-facing staff and our branches, to our employees who work behind the scenes in each of our departments, thank you. The work you do is very important. When I think about this past year, my first year as chair, there's many highlights. There's many wonderful people that I've gotten a chance to meet. I guess there's one event that I'd like to share with you, as I think it speaks best to why we do the things that we do. Last August, in our Greenport Hudson branch, we welcomed Rodney E. Hood. Rodney was the past chair of NCUA. I had the pleasure of being on that team that met with Mr. Hood that day. So for those of you that don't know, the NCUA is the independent federal agency that regulates all credit unions across the country, including our own. During our conversation with the former chairman, we shared examples of how in our area, in our region, we were advancing financial inclusion in the communities that we serve. And so financial inclusion, we talk about it a lot. We talk about being the face of financial inclusion in the communities that we serve, but financial inclusion may not be something that everybody here talks about, but it's simple. It's about including everyone. So it was, I think, Mr. Hood was delighted at the stories that he heard. It's a great meeting, super sunny day. But then he asked something. He's like, so who else knows? Who else is hearing this good news? And it brings me to today's meeting. I know, at least in my time, and through the 89 years of this event, that it has been well attended. I don't have the statistics for the early days, 1935, 36, but I can imagine it was well attended, as long as you had a good chicken dinner. And so I think it was well attended, and there was plenty of camaraderie. And I think folks return year after year because they care about this credit union, their credit union. And so when we think about sharing our good news, I think it starts first with you, our members. So here's how we expanded or defined our financial inclusion efforts in 2023. And I'll start with 4 numbers. Now, there's no door prize for like a quiz or something, so this could have been good for a quiz. So the numbers are 1,611, 38, 602, and 5,462. So on point 1, on number 1, community members from all backgrounds moved one step closer to their financial goals thanks to over 1,611 to be exact, free financial coaching sessions conducted by nearly 40, 38 to be exact, Greylock employed certified credit union financial counselors. Amazing. And I think when I looked at the numbers, easily a 20% increase from 2022. So the 602. We talk about ITINs a lot in Greylock. So for those who don't know, an ITIN stands for Individual Taxpayer Identification Number. And it is really your ticket or your key to participating in the financial institution in the United States. So having that opens up a door of healthy, customer-focused financial resources. Last year, 602 individuals took part in the U.S. financial system for the first time with the help of Greylock's certified IRS ITIN agents. They provided services in all of our Greylock branches, Berkshire County and Columbia County. So that's our 602. It's also important to know that thanks to ITINs, these members are protected from the predatory loan environment that's out there, and they have access to tailored loan and credit products, such as our Borrow and Save loan, that help them on their credit journey. Lastly, 5,462. That's how many area students learned how to develop strong personal habits with their money through Greylock's free, online, and in-class learning tools. So those are 4 numbers that kind of are on our scoreboard in terms of financial inclusion. But more than the numbers, each data point speaks to a person whose life has been enriched by the work that we do. All of it matters. I hope as members, you feel proud to know that your credit union is making a real difference where we live, in the lives of your family, your friends, and neighbors. So thank you for being here. Thank you for choosing Greylock. I really hope to see everyone here and more at next year's meeting. So with that, I'm pleased to move to our financial reports, and we'll begin with Mike Stoddard, our Executive Vice President and Chief Financial Officer. Thank you.
Pete, you see my challenge. The new chairman is very good with numbers. He's using them a lot here, so that could be a problem for me, but thank you, Pete. Good afternoon, everyone. I am so happy to be here today. I'm here to report on the 2023 financial results for Greylock Federal Credit Union. Greylock's balance sheet growth in 23 was primarily driven by another really strong year of lending, good loan activity. As you can see on the graphic behind me or beside me in blue, loans increased by $76 million or 6.2% over 2022. We experienced an increase in just about every major loan category that we have. Very, very strong year for our loan team. On the other hand, when you look at our deposits, 2023 also saw deposit balances decline, as you can see by the green bars on the graphics over here. We saw a decline of about $33 million or 2.3%, and this was our first full year dip since 2015. As you can see, the charts on the deposits were going straight up until we just sort of curved off just a little bit. Declining deposit balances was a trend seen throughout the industry as consumers utilized more of their funds to meet higher living costs. At the end of 2023, Greylock deposit balances equaled $1.37 billion. With the decline in deposits during 2023, borrowings and cash flow from the investment securities portfolio were utilized to fund the loan growth. You'll see on our deposits, we had $23 million of this funding came in the form of subordinated debt from the U.S. Treasury. And this was part of the Emergency Capital Investment Program, also known as ECIP. This low-interest funding was made available to community development financial institutions, which is, Greylock is one of those. And that was to help lending needs of low to moderate income borrowers. Now on the next graph, we'll see that the quality of our loan portfolio remains strong. In green, you'll see that our delinquent loans of 60 days or more increased from last year, but continued at a low level of 0.56% of total loans. And on our net loan charge-offs, as a percentage of average loans, shown here in blue, you'll see we are also at a very low 0.12%. Very, very strong, clean numbers for us. In 2023, we also adopted the new accounting standard, Current Expected Credit Losses, also known as CECL, which resulted in a one-time increase to our allowance for credit losses and a direct reduction to our capital of $2.1 million. In the next chart, you can see that our regulatory capital ratio increased from 10.74% to 12.14% during the year. In addition to adding net income, adding to capital, the long-term ECIP funding, which I described a minute ago, also counts as capital. And so that leaves us in a very, very healthy capital position. And then on my last slide, I know you guys want the financial report to go long, but I'm almost finished here. On the financial slide, net income for 2023 equaled $4.9 million. As you can see, this is a drop from the $9.4 million we earned in 2022. So the primary reason for the lower earnings, I think somebody's calling in for the financials now. The primary reason for the lower earnings result was due to a $1.4 million increase in provision for credit losses, which is really just bringing that level back to more normalized levels, and a 10% increase in expenses, which is mostly due to rising labor costs. So as we look forward, look ahead into 2024, our capital, our liquidity, and our loan quality are all at very, very strong levels. So that puts us in a very good position. So we are actively looking to improve income and reduce expenses over the next few years. We really do want to bring our net income back up into the levels that we had seen in the past, over the past several years. But we're doing this as we do not want to lose focus on the financial needs of our members and the community that we serve. So that concludes my report, and I want to thank you very much. I'll turn it back to Pete.
Thanks, Mike. I asked them to stand by for questions during any discussion part. So can I ask for a motion to accept the Chief Financial Officer's report? So moved. Is there a second? Nice. Any discussion? Any questions for Mike? Hearing none. Good job, Mike. You can sit down. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Thank you. The motion carries. At this time, we will hear the annual report from the Supervisory Committee. This year, the report will be delivered on behalf of the Supervisory Committee by James McGough, a partner at our independent audit firm, Wolf & Company. Jim?
Good evening. I'm happy to be here to present the audit report. I work for Wolf & Company. It's a CPA firm headquartered in Boston. We work with hundreds of financial institutions, and we audited the credit union's 2023 financial statements. We issued a clean opinion. What that means is that the financial statements were accurate. No audit adjustments were necessary. Our firm is independent of management. We have a good working relationship with management, but we report to the Supervisory Committee, and we work for them as we do this independent audit. We followed generally accepted auditing standards, and I'm not going to bore you with those standards. I'll just say there's a huge amount of work involved to audit a financial institution, and all financial institutions are subject to just a whole bunch of audits. You have the National Credit Union Administration, you have compliance, you have internal audit, and you have us, the external auditors, auditing the financial statements. It's a huge amount of work to facilitate the audit, and it went as scheduled. We received all items that we requested, all evidence, timely and in good order. Management was candid, they were cooperative. We verified all assets, the existence and quality of assets, material assets. We tested the liabilities, we tested the transactions that made up the net income for the year. We walked through the controls, all the IT systems that are involved in preparing the financial statements. So just a huge amount of work, and it went as planned, that's as good as you can do with an audit, that it goes as planned and there are no surprises. I think the management team of your credit union deserves a great deal of credit for managing the credit union and continually expanding services to members. It's always just a great thing to see how management gets that done. Also, the participation in government programs, it comes at a cost. If the government's going to give you grants to help the membership, your house has to be in good order. Your controls have to be strong. You have to submit financial reports to the government. It's a lot of compliance work, but management does it and they do it well. Also, that they can provide additional benefits to the membership. So that is the report of the Supervisory Committee. The audit went just fine.
Thanks, Jim. Could I ask for a motion to accept the Supervisory Committee's report? Thank you. In a second? Thank you. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Okay, the motion is carried. Thanks, Jim. At this time, I'm pleased to introduce our President and CEO, John Bissell.
Thank you, Pete. It's great to see you all tonight. It's a wonderful evening. So great to have so many people joining us here. I'd like to really thank the team at Berkshire Hills Country Club. Big round of applause for them. Didn't they do a beautiful job? And I want to thank the people at Greylock that make it all happen. Jamie Elamoncheki and Darrell Dickerson especially, but they're supported by a wonderful team. Big round of applause, especially Jamie Ellen bringing back the dinner. What a great idea that was. It is coming, I promise. My deepest thanks and appreciation to our amazing volunteer board of directors and supervisory committee for your unwavering service to Greylock. You willingly give of your time, your talent, and your considerable energy to ensure that our credit union remains strong and healthy. Thank you for all that you do. I would also like to thank our community partners. We have so many partners that have joined us here tonight. Through our many collaborations across a broad range of industries, whether it's economic development, health and human services, philanthropy, every 501c3 that's represented here tonight, we continue to keep our attention and support on what matters the most, relationships between people built on trust. Together, we continue to widen the path of financial access, equity, and empowerment. Pete talked a few minutes ago about the history of the credit union go all the way back to 1935. I don't think we had anyone in the room tonight that was here for that annual meeting in 1935, but I do want to give a shout out to Mr. Dick Belair, who joined the credit union in 1951. Thank you for joining us here tonight, sir. I don't know, is anyone here who's been a member longer than that? As we queue up, in a minute, we're going to queue up a special video tonight, but I'd like to thank and acknowledge our board chair, Pete Lopez, for his outstanding leadership. During his 8 years as a director, Pete has given me a generous amount of his time and counsel and perspectives, and I really appreciate that. Pete, I'm grateful for the time you invest in mentoring me, and we all thank you for your stewardship. Big round of applause for Pete. And let's queue up the video. Ryan, go for it.
Hello, I'm Shirley Edgerton, the Executive Director of the Rites of Passage and Empowerment Program. We are standing in front of our home, the Tyler Street Lab, which we share with the Choice Mentoring Boys Program, as well as the Youth Alive Step Dance and Drumline. A few years ago, we traveled to Johannesburg, South Africa with 20 of the scholars and mentors of the Rites of Passage and Empowerment Program. Went to the front desk to check in. My card didn't work, so we could not pay for our hotel stay. I immediately called Greylock. Within a matter of hours, I went back to the front desk. All the issues were resolved. Everyone was safe, sound, and happy, and I'm deeply appreciative to Greylock. That's why I continue to use them, whether I'm across the waters or here in Pittsfield.
My name is Rick Methy. I'm one of the co-owners of The Locker Room, along with Roberta Baldiga. The Locker Room was established in 1991, and it's the original sports pub of the Berkshires. We had the opportunity to purchase this business. Of course, it was right in the middle of a global pandemic, and none of the banks really wanted to talk to us. When we contacted Greylock, they were happy to meet with us. The process was great. The people are fantastic to work with. During a very challenging time for the world, other financial institutions weren't very helpful, but Greylock never gave up on us.
Hi, my name is Mila Franklin. I'm a community lending officer with Greylock Federal Credit Union, and I have the best job in the world. I love to help anybody who comes in that wants to purchase a home, but I'm really excited and passionate about working with those first-time home buyers that come in and tell me that they never even thought or realized that they could own a home. And I tell them they're in the right place. We're here at Greylock. We have great programs to help first-time home buyers. We have great partnerships in the community. We also offer free financial coaching and budgeting for those people to help them get ready. So if you've ever dreamed of owning a home, come see us at Greylock. Let's start the conversation.
My name's Chad Narden. I work at Greylock Federal Credit Union, and I'm a Senior Contact Center representative. All calls are important. You know, obviously we take simple calls, balance inquiries, but it's really nice to help members that are, you know, out on their day-to-day lives. Maybe they're having a bad day and their debit card just got declined for groceries and they're stressed about it, and I can, with a click of a button, hopefully get them sent back on their way. I have 4 kids in the house, ranging from ages 5 to 14. Life can get crazy fast. A small issue like being locked out of your online banking can just be a mountain of a problem. And you know, it's really nice to know that you can call in and resolve that problem with me in a matter of minutes. And you know, we can make a molehill out of that mountain. If you're ever having an issue, big, small, you want to check your balance, give us a call. We'll be happy to help you. It really makes our day to make your day easier.
I'm Jane Ralph. I'm the Executive Director of Construct. Construct works with folks from coming out of homelessness all the way to homeownership. We have over 90 units of permanent housing. We have transitional housing for those folks coming out of homelessness. We literally could not do everything we do without the support and partnership from Greylock Federal Credit Union. Banks can be a scary place for folks, and yet Greylock makes it very inviting and very comfortable. I can't thank Greylock and its members enough for helping Construct grow affordable housing in our community.
My name is Raina. I'm 13 years old and I'm in 8th grade. A couple months ago, when I learned that I would be able to attend a financial class with some members of ROPE, I was super excited, especially because I was at Greylock's Community Empowerment Center. Because who doesn't want to learn how to take care of their money, especially for the future? One thing that stuck with me was the 50-30-20 rule. 50% will go into needs, like taxes or bills. 30% will go into wants, and 20% will go into savings. But since I don't work, I modified a little bit. 80% will go into savings, like college, and 20% will go into wants, like a piano that I've been saving for a while. At the end of the day, we get money from working hard, and we don't want to spend it on something that's not going to benefit us in the future. I don't know what I want to do when I grow up, but what I do know is that I have Greylock on my side. And whatever I do and whatever I spend my money on, Greylock is always going to take care of me.
All right, big round of applause. And we have some of the stars that appeared in that video are with us tonight. Raina, Rosa, are you here tonight? Please stand up and be recognized. I love it. Mila Franklin, who has the best job in the world. I agree with you, Mila. Great job. So that's the power of the credit union difference at work. At the beginning of that video and on our annual report, you can see this image of redwoods reaching toward the sky. These magnificent trees embody strength, and they're a sight to behold. But there's something fascinating to me about the source of the redwood's strength. On the surface, this massive tree would appear to have all that it needs. In reality, though, a forest of redwoods will intertwine their roots beneath the surface of the ground, enabling each tree to grow to tremendous heights and stand tall despite punishing weather. In the same way, Greylock draws its strength from the deep connections between our more than 100,000 members across the entire community. As a not-for-profit financial cooperative, Greylock draws the financial lives of our members together for mutual benefit. Standing together makes each of us stronger. You heard about that strength firsthand in those powerful stories. You can find more of those on Greylock's YouTube channel. I encourage you to check that out. We've been building and nurturing member relationships like these since 1935. That's what's helped us weather the Great Depression, multiple recessions, financial crises, and social upheaval. Through an ever-changing economic landscape, Greylock remains a safe, sound, and secure financial harbor. In 2023, as Pete mentioned, against this backdrop of stability, we helped 240 first-time homebuyers access their dream of home ownership. 28% of these new homeowners identified as persons of color. We advanced the member experience with a renovation of our Adams branch. It's got a much better look and feel. 8 new video teller machines. For you, this means increased access to a live teller and added convenience. We've increased the number of certified financial counselors to 38, meaning more opportunity, more free and confidential coaching sessions. And lastly, we were honored to receive the Juntos Avanzamos designation for our Kellogg and Greenport Hudson branches. We now have 4 branches that have this prestigious designation, which reflects the passion and dedication by our Greylock team to assist members from our Hispanic and immigrant communities. I encourage you all to read Greylock's 2023 annual report and impact report to learn more about how we're serving our members and the greater community. As we continue to look ahead into 2024, you can expect to see that credit union difference shine through in all that we do. As I conclude, I want to quote the wonderful philosopher Raina, 13 years old, who said, "I don't know what I want to be when I grow up, but I know Greylock is on my side." I can't say it any better than that. We're proud to be here for you, for all of you, for every one of our members, every step of the way. Thank you so much for joining us here tonight, and I'll turn the microphone back to Pete Lopez. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, John. Raina, where are you? All right. We're looking forward to, I think when I first saw that video, I'm like, is she going to come work for us soon, John? The other thing is, we even have a live story for Candida Rufo, who's serving our wonderful drinks and made this night happen for us. If you get the chance, you can talk to her and Nikki about challenges she faced 8 years ago, and Greylock came through for her in a big way. So before we adjourn, I would ask if there's any other business to come before the membership. No? We're good? There being none, I ask for a motion to adjourn. Second. Thank you. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? The motion carries and the meeting is adjourned.